Hi everybody, I'm Diane Dimitri and welcome to Power Chat. Every week I share some of the insights and shortcuts and strategies that I've developed over the last 30 years of my conscious journey to help you manifest more health, wealth, happiness, love and success in your life. Please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section as we go. Ask questions if you want and I'll do my best to get to them before the end. So if you're here, please drop a hello. Let's get started. I'm hoping that you're here. I'm supposedly going live, so let's see how we go, although I've got a strange screen going on at the moment on Facebook, and that Facebook has been doing some weird things. So here we go, hopefully. Remember to click share and so that you can share this special episode with your friends. So let's go. This is the last episode of Power Chat for 2020 and what a year it has been. And that's why I thought for this last episode, I would talk about magic and miracles because it's Christmas time here in Australia and I've got my little tree in the background just to add a little bit of festive spirit. I've got the Christmas earrings on, although I didn't wear the hat, but I'm hoping you're sitting at home with your hats on and maybe a little bit of something bubbly to lift the mood and the spirits as we go. So tonight, welcome to Power Chat and welcome to Magic and Miracles, probably something that we all would have liked a little bit of during 2020. It has definitely been a challenging year. So let's begin, shall we? With the holiday season on our doorstep, tonight we're going to look at magic and miracles a little bit more in depth, because these words are often used at this time of year in movies like The Miracle on 34th Street. That's a classic film, and the version I like best is the 1994 version, and you can see that at the moment on Netflix. And why I love that movie so much is that it compares the faith in Santa Claus with our belief in love, and that there's no difference there. So if you have a chance, do watch it. It's worth watching because that's what we're talking about tonight. We are surrounded by the words magic and miracles, particularly at Christmas, but do we ever stop long enough to consider what they mean? The dictionary defines magic as the use of charms and spells believed to have supernatural powers over natural forces, whereas the definition of miracles are events not explainable by natural or scientific laws. For example, when people are healed without any medical or scientific reason or intervention, that's a miracle healing. Both magic and miracles are founded on a belief that what we know now is all there is to know, that what we have previously experienced is all there is to experience. Except we know that's not true. How would we have ever sent a man to the moon if we didn't believe in an experience that we hadn't yet witnessed? To people living in the 19th century, sending a man to the moon would have been a miracle or some sort of magic. Yet, in the 20th century, we did just that. Or what about the computer? Machines that can calculate faster than the human brain? The very thought of it would have seemed like some sort of magic to those living even just 100 years ago. So what does this tell us? In simple terms, just because we may not have experienced something before doesn't mean it's not true or it's not happening. The gap between what we think will happen and what does happen doesn't mean that the magic and the miracles in the middle don't exist. We need to shift our perspective and lessen the gap. We need to look beyond what has been before, to explore with an open mind and be willing to experience something more, something we haven't experienced before. I had this experience over 30 years ago when my life collapsed in a heap because I had taken my producer to court after he terminated me because I refused his sexual advances. Back then, there were no laws to protect me, And even though the dismissal was unfair, there was nothing I could do about it. And so I sank into a deep depression. And during this time, no one would hire me. I couldn't get a job. I was seen as a whistleblower, and my whole life just imploded. And slowly, I had to pull myself out of that pity party for one. And during that time, I fell back onto one of the things I've always loved to do, which is to read and to study. But because I had no money and no one would employ me, I had to go to a second-hand bookstore to actually purchase books. And it was an odd event that day, because I turned up at this little second-hand bookstore and I stood outside and I felt so ashamed on so many levels because of what had happened to me. And I really didn't want to go in, and I just wanted to turn around and go home. But it was as if somebody had put their hand in the middle of my back and pushed me through the door. And I stumbled in the doorway into this dusty little store with all these old, ratty books, all on different angles on the bookshelves. And I didn't even know what I was looking for. Didn't know. And I was walking along, and as I was walking down an aisle, I kid you not, a book literally jumped off the shelf at my feet. Now that was some sort of magic. And I bent down and I picked that book up. And it was Out on a Limb, Shirley MacLaine's first book about meeting herself, her spiritual journey. And Shirley MacLaine had been an icon of mine for many years in the entertainment industry. So I grabbed that book for the princely sum of $2 and I ran home with it, and I started actually consuming the words in that book. It touched my soul in such a way that I couldn't put it down. And I read until the wee hours of the morning, until I finally nodded off to sleep, and I actually asked, as Shirley suggested in the book, I want to meet my soul. And not long after that, I sat bolt upright in bed. And it was like my bedroom was filled with all this bright light. The only thing basically missing was the celestial choir, but I'm sure it was there, but I was too shocked to actually hear it. But it was so vivid. It was an absolute miracle. It was an epiphany. And unless you've had one of those, it's very hard to describe them, because your senses are all alert and your extrasensory perception is just on high alert. And at that point in my life, I had like universal consciousness just flowing through me, and I understood what had happened. I knew why that situation had happened. Everything became clear. That was a miracle for me. And so on that day, I experienced both magic and miracles like I'd never experienced before. Now, my ego, the ego of me, that negative part of me, would have said, oh, you're just dreaming, forget it, and just poo-pooed the idea. But the sensation and the feeling was so strong, it was so vivid, it was so alive, that I went, no, this is real. This is real for me. And ever since then, I have looked at magic and miracles very differently to the norm. My definition of magic and miracles is that they are empowering and extraordinary events that happen when we least expect them. And just because we can't rationalize them and explain the event in scientific terms doesn't make the event illegitimate. It's real for you. We can't explain love, but we know it exists because we feel it. So once we consider magic and miracles from this energetic framework of feeling, we realize the extraordinary power of influence we have in our lives. For example, you may have been creating a few miracles and a bit of magic of your own lately when you've been out doing your Christmas shopping. Perhaps you've been out and we've had some crazy weather and it's been torrential rain and everybody's gone to the shopping centre and you're looking for a car park, except before you go, you actually spread the love before you. You actually say with confidence and assurance, there is a car park with my name on it. I know that to be true. And you go into the car park and everybody else is swearing and cursing and driving around and around, and you stay in the energy. You spread the love before you. You know that this is there for you. And sure enough, just for you, there's the car park. Somebody pulls out just in front of you, and the person in front of you turns around and is all angry because it should have been theirs, because they've been driving around for 30 minutes. It had your name on it. Why? Because it was a miracle and you created that. It was an empowering, extraordinary and unexpected event, except we dismiss these events by saying it was just good luck. No. We minimize our power of influence by shrugging it off instead of celebrating ourselves for creating such a wondrous experience as a car parking space in a busy car park during the Christmas rush hour. That is some sort of magic. So magic and miracles happen because of the energy we exude, because of the faith we embody, and the certainty with which we empower ourselves. We are magic makers. We are miracle workers, except we need to believe it first. Pop on those Pollyanna glasses for a while. It'll make you feel good. It's just like believing in Santa Claus, in the miracle of 34th Street. We must believe firstly. And once we understand that this is how magic and miracles do work, and that they are the result of the energy we embody, of the consciousness that we enact, and of the love that we extend before us, they become commonplace occurrences for us. It's like sending rockets to the moon. Through patient persistence and practice, we got good at it. We can get good at creating magic and miracles, and we can get good at spreading love before us. So how do we attract more magic and miracles into our lives? How do we experience those empowering, extraordinary, and unexpected events that fill us with wonder and joy and love? First thing, I've already spoken about it, is we must shift our perspective. This is so vital for everything in life. If you want to transform your life, you must shift your perspective first. We must see ourselves as powerful, eternal beings having a human experience, not as random humans, sometimes lucky, sometimes not. We have to see ourselves as the loving creators of our destiny, not miserable victims of a life we have little influence over. We must believe ourselves to be master miracle workers, not helpless and hapless humans. Until we shift our perspective and change our self-identity, that is so critical, from puny personalities to believing we are manifesting masters, the magical and miracles will always elude us, and we'll look at other people and we'll go, why can't that happen to us? It's because we don't believe how powerful we are to begin with. The second point in attracting in more magic and miracles into our lives, if we have to ask. We have to ask for the magic and the miracles. That's what I did that night. I followed Shirley's advice and I asked to meet my soul. We've got to ask, because if we don't ask, we'll never get. We'll never get if we don't ask. Every day in every way, we must align with the energy of magic and miracles. We must be intentional every day in that alignment. And we must align with love. We must spread love before us wherever we go. If we're going into a meeting, if we're going to somewhere new or somewhere old or whatever it is, we need to spread love before us. Bless everybody that we're going to meet. You will be absolutely tickled pink and surprised by just how that one energetic expression can change your life. The third part to attracting more magic and miracles into our lives is we must be conscious. We must pay attention. We have to live like a child at Christmas, ever vigilant, with one eye open, looking for Santa, expecting him to arrive. We must live with joyous expectation. A wonderful affirmation that I use every day is, what miracle is in store for me today? And then live with joyous expectation, paying attention, being conscious, looking for where it is. And then the fourth point is obviously to receive and appreciate the magic and miracles, to be open and allow this energy into our lives. And when it does, we must embrace, celebrate, and reciprocate the energy. Don't minimize it. Go, wow, that's great. Enjoy, be joyous, rejoice in it. It's a glorious life that we're creating. It's not happening to us, it's happening from us. And when we do that, we magnify the energy of love and we create more magic and miracle in our lives. In short, we must feel it. This is so important, which means we must resonate at the highest vibrational resonance of love. We must give love, receive love, and be the presence of love in all that we do, say, speak, and embody every day. And that brings us full circle, because that's what the Christmas message is all about: magic and miracles and love. So take a minute for a moment and imagine, what is the miracle you would like most for this Christmas? How would you feel if it came true? Feel that resonating with you now. Experience your energetic being lifting and elevating its vibration to the joyousness of that coming true, to the love that would infill you, to how you would give that love to those around you. Let your energy rise. Let that resonance stretch out from you, past your fingertips, past the top of your head. Feel it like a fabulous fireworks of energy, an energy framework of fireworks. And be open to the love and the miracle of its manifestation. The key with magic and miracles, as with everything, is the feeling. It's the energy. It's the highest vibration there is, the resonance of love. And that's where we need to live. And that's what we need to align with every moment of every day. And if we come off track, we just need to adjust and realign. As Einstein said, everything is energy. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. So for magic and miracles to happen in our lives, we must match their frequency by aligning with and feeling love. And then I can guarantee you, magic and miracles and abundance and everything else you desire will begin to rain down into your life many times when you least expect it. And make sure that you're paying attention so that when that happens, you can practice gratitude and go, oh, look at that. That's the miracle I asked for. I got the miracle I asked for. And now I give thanks for it and for the other miracles coming my way. So I'm going to say hello. I know I've got a few people here. Hi, everybody. It's wonderful having you here. Loved the book. It might be time to read it again. Yes, Miracle on 34th Street, great movie, 1994 version, the best in my opinion. Yes, it's about putting the energy out all the time, being grateful. This shift in our energy is received and responded to, absolutely, without a doubt. Savor the experience, yes. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. I've been doing a lot of pivoting and planning and preparing this year. My new websites are up, so please go and have a look at dianedemetri.com and mastermindset.com.au. There's lots there for the new year happening, lots of courses and group coaching and life mastery retreats. Lots coming for 2021, everybody. Don't forget now that I am offering my Mastermind Set book for free, so you can get that as well at the link below. And my Mastermind Set assessment is also there, and there's lots more of these episodes on YouTube. I'm going to wish you all a very merry, loving, miracle-filled Christmas, and I'll be back in January 2021, and let's go beyond what we've ever done before. Thank you for joining me. Have a fabulous Christmas, and love you all. Bye-bye.